Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I want to say thank you for being here and watching my videos. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you would, please comment down below if you agreed with the things that I said in this video or you disagreed. I value your opinion. And it don't have to be my opinion. I'm all for thinking on your own and having a voice. I'm not going to shut you down and silence you. There's enough going on. There's enough of that going on in the world today. And again, I appreciate you taking the time out to visit my channel. I hope you had abundance of blessings, health, wealth, prosperity. Today I want to talk about the Gabby Petito case and how this all could have been prevented if Brian's family would have paid attention to the warning signs. I know if any one of my children drew some of the dark, deep things that Brian was drawing, reading the books that he was reading, or just all together doing things in such a graphic manner. They noticed these warning signs. Well, no, they didn't notice them. I'm sorry, scratch that. But everything he was doing was a cry for help. That light that they thought they once saw in him went out. Again, if that were my child, I would have did some kind of intervention and made sure that he or she received the proper help that they needed. You don't put people like that out in society. You see what happened to that beautiful girl, Gabby? I'm just thinking back to a time when my son drew a picture that just didn't sit right with me. So I started asking questions. Because, see, I'm that type of mother. I'm going to pay attention to everything that my children do. Because 95% of children are afraid to talk to their parents about their feelings, what's affecting them, or who's affecting them. We don't take the time out each day to do that. You see where it can end up. And to all you ones going around saying that if that was your child, you would be protecting him too. No, I wouldn't. I would not protect him. I would act like I was going to help him just so he could come home. And I personally would drive him down to the police station, to the sheriff's office, to the county jail. This poor baby, Gabby Petito, suffered. She suffered a lot. Verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. There's nothing that she didn't go through. Allegedly. And I know his parents know. You see, Brian wanted to play a character in that book he was reading so that he can write his own. Brian likes being in the spotlight because it's taken away from Gabby. Sorry guys, just picturing it. It's really getting to me. But he wanted to be, do, feel, experience everything in that book Lullaby that he was reading. Allegedly. But what I want to know is, why didn't anybody hear her scream? And then we all find out that Brian flew back home at some point without Gabby. I don't know if it was before or after all this happened. And I almost feel like his parents came back with him. So no, I wouldn't protect my child if he did something horrific like that. Intentionally or unintentionally. What's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. And that's what we spend so many years teaching our children. That's what we spent so many years of our lives learning. Right from wrong. And I also feel like when he does get caught, they're going to try to they're going to do an insanity plea. They're going to try to say Brian is insane. That's why they had him. That's why they wrote that stupid fake suicide note. He's not going to commit suicide. Because people who commit suicide don't tell people they're going to. They just do it. He left that note there for a reason, or his parents did, allegedly. Just like they parked that Mustang down there to make the police think that he was truly down in that area, so they can distract them further so he could get further out. You see his father coming out of the woods laughing and carrying on? That's because somebody knows somebody there. Somebody's mommy was a DA. Somebody's family has police officers in it. Again, allegedly. So, if we solely depended on them alone, Gabby would get no justice. And that's how we know that spirituality I have to say it slow, is real. Because that was an angel and God intervening. Lucky for us, this happened in another state. Because you can bet your bottom dollar if it happened in Florida, it would be right where it's at right now. Stuck and stalling and a lot of joking and laughing and carrying on. Nothing would get done. I wouldn't even be financially supporting my child if they did something like that. And I'm being 100% honest and real. And it's okay for those who disagree and will support your child if they did something like that. That's just your parental instinct. I don't fault you. But what I do fault is knowing things and not showing any compassion or care for someone that your son once called his fiance, for someone that lived with y'all and you claimed you care about her and love her. But none of you had the audacity to even reach out to her parents and say something's wrong, Gabby's missing. None of you even have the audacity to send your condolences. If that was me and my son was in that situation, I would be paying for the funeral services. I would be paying for it all. After all, it is your fault that your son is the way he is. It's called the pampering syndrome. It's where you baby your child and never discipline them and turn a blind eye when they do things that you know nobody would agree with. What I would like to know is, where is his original phone at that he had when they were on this trip? I'll wait if somebody in their family wants to answer, or some troll that knows them. I'm going to tell you what I feel about that phone. I truly and honestly feel He buried that phone somewhere. And when they were planning all this, when they went on that camping trip, I'm going to throw the allegedly out there. He came back and got it. And left the one that they bought him there. Why didn't anyone question where his phone was or what happened to his phone? And why did he have Gabby's vehicle and phone still? That's theft. See, Brian is a narcissist. He likes to control. And I can guarantee you, I could put my life on it, that he didn't support Gabby's dreams. Gabby was going to be somebody big. And he didn't like that. I can almost hear him saying, "You're not going to be as big as I am." Why do you think he's working so hard to keep his name in the spotlight? Because he's enjoying this fame. And in his spare time, I'm pretty sure he's writing a pretty graphic and detailed, gory book about what all he did to her. And possibly others. Because I still think he has connections in Crystal and Kylan's death. And Robert Lowry's. Think about it. When he got that ride, when he hitchhiked with that girl from TikTok, right? Why was he so nervous and sabbatical about going back to Jackson Hole? Robert was found, I believe, 8 miles from there. 8 miles from where Gabby was found in that area. And I want to know, which we're probably not going to know, if Robert was found face down by the water. I don't feel Robert committed suicide. And if I'm wrong, I will come on here and apologize. But I honestly don't feel he committed suicide. What I believe is, and I'm going to say allegedly, whoever did this to him made him shoot himself so it'd look like one. That's just my opinion. Let's call a spade here. If you read some of the stuff in that book, Lullaby, you will see that this person in that book was a psychopathic killer. And he would take anybody down that got in the way of his woman. I'm sure they all seen him doing something to her, hitting her, fighting. They all tried to intervene and stop everything that was going on. And he didn't like that. But again, Dear Laundries, if you really loved and cared for your son the way you'd say you do, why couldn't you see that he was calling out for help and get him the help that he needed? Because I can see and feel and sense Brian was one of those ones that got asphyxiated off of rough, weird intimacy. He's one of those ones that likes to choke people. I could tell by his type. I want to send lots of healing and prayers and blessings and condolences out to Gabby Petito's family. They have been a force to be reckoned with. I love the blended family. I love that they all came together and fought for Gabby and was her voice and still is her voice. That's how families should do it. This is how missing children get found if the parents had nothing to do with it. Which brings us to Summer Wells. Allegedly. And I also feel like Michael Vaughn's, I'm not going to say both, but one of them I feel is involved in his as well. Allegedly. Which is why we're not seeing them pleading and crying and hollering and begging out for help to find their child. But we'll get to those cases another day. I just wanted to come on here and share my thoughts and opinions and see what you all think. Do you think I'm right? Do you feel the same way? Do you feel Ryan, I don't know why I keep saying Ryan. Do you feel Brian was crying out for help? Or do you think he just wanted attention? If you don't feel that way, let me know too. Like I said, I value your opinion. I will not silence anyone because they have a different opinion than me. That's not how I run my channel, and that's not how I'm going to do things. If I say something's pink and you say it's yellow, then we just agree to disagree. And we explain why we feel that I feel like something's pink and you feel like something's yellow. And we leave it at that. It's okay to be different and have your own opinion and form your own opinion about things. I encourage people to. Please don't follow the leader. Because I see a lot of these content creators. They will time you out if you have an opinion about something that doesn't agree with their opinion. I've had it happen. But over here, this is a free form. Free for all. Thank you for taking the time out to watch my video and listen to what I have to say. I'm interested and curious to know what you have to say. So meet me down in the comments. And again, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for taking the time out to get to know a little bit about me by watching my video. We will not be silenced. We will be the voice for those who do not have a voice. We will help families of victims. This is what we do here. Tomorrow, I want to talk about indigenous women and female children that has gone missing, murdered, beaten, abused, all of that. I want to talk about that and why they don't get any publicity like the rest of these cases do. We need to get them cases out there too. Canada, right now, is this one of the places that were the most missing indigenous women and female children that are indigenous go missing. They have the highest percentage rate right now. Something's wrong. But everybody have a blessed day. I hope everyone has a safe weekend. Please don't drink and drive. Please don't go anywhere that you're unfamiliar with. And if you do have to go, bring several people with you. I don't want to see nobody else missing or hurt or abused in any kind of way. It's quite sickening how